Vorne! Auf! Auf!
Yeah, sure. Otherwise we went to the market.
She might have been.
Yes.
The
avoid man.
And then on the very end we have the third act, Maximilian I, the Holy Roman Emperor. It is his fictionalized narrative of his journey to marry Mary of Burgundy in 1477. It's framed as an Arthurian epic. The type that you see is the earliest appearance of Frank-Walter Steinmeier. And it was designed specifically by the Imperial printing for this book, hand-colored. Nearly, there are 3 states of these wonderful flourishes that you've seen there.
I think also done in the manuscript.
No, all of these are printed. That's what makes them extraordinary, is that they emulate manuscripts very, very well. Vellum and paper. This is more of the mature printing. These are the earliest experiments in printing, and you see how closely they imitate the manuscript form. The cover is for George III. It's in velvet cover.
On the Procession,
One of his most mature.
this was the preparation for painting.
Some of the earliest
He
printed books
enjoyed setting up photos within natural. So, but this is the only
There are, yes, this is slightly later, so we're looking into a decade after this, but there was pretty
Which is how I just think it's amazing.
Herr Bundespräsident, Frau Büdenbender, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Meine Frau und ich freuen uns, Sie zu diesem Staatsbesuch auf Schloss Windsor begrüßen zu dürfen. Es kommt mir vor, als wäre unser Staatsbesuch in Deutschland 2023 der erste nach meiner Thronbesteigung, erst gestern gewesen. Bei diesem Besuch und bei früheren Besuchen haben Sie und Ihre verehrte Frau, meine Frau und mir viel Herzlichkeit gezeigt. Umso mehr freuen wir uns, dass wir Sie hier in Windsor als unsere Gäste begrüßen können. Dies zeigt die besondere Freundschaft, die unsere Länder verbindet. During your visit, or during our visit, you kindly invited me to address the Bundestag in a deeply appreciated gesture of remarkable friendship, as well as visit your world-famous markets, celebrate the spirit of reconciliation under the cross of nails at St. Nikolai Memorial Church, and be shown how you are using green energy in your ports and transport infrastructure. And I'm so pleased, therefore, that your visit in the days ahead to London and to Coventry will carry many of the same themes, recognizing the deeply historic and richly innovative relationship our two nations hold. And of course, this has always been the way from the year 695, when the patron saint of Germany, St. Boniface, crossed the Channel from Anglo-Saxon England to preach the gospel to the Germanic tribes across the Rhine, seen as barbarians by the popes, but to Boniface, his kinsman. To Edith, the sister of Ethelstan, the first king of a united England, who in 959 married the Saxon emperor Otto the Great, later crowned by the Pope in Rome, and described as fearless, charismatic, and intimidatingly hairy. and to Martin Luther, who contributed to the intellectual foundations of the English Church some 500 years later. The bedrock of our relationship has not only been in ideas, but also in trade. Merchants and craftsmen from Dortmund and Cologne, who in 1380 operated the Guild Hall of the Germans in London, which then dominated trade between our nations, and indeed across Europe, for over 200 years. Ahead of tomorrow night and the dinner you will attend at the City of London's own Guildhall, it is wonderful to be joined this evening by business leaders and investors, scientists and creators, representatives of some of the 2,500 German businesses which have made the United Kingdom their home and who personify the modern equivalent of those merchants who came before them. Germany is known the world over for invention and innovation. Siemens' industrial plant in Newcastle is one of many global examples, as is BMW's Mini Cooper plant in Oxford. But even the distinguished representatives of the German automotive industry here this evening, with their cars containing all the latest technology, highest safety, greatest luxury, and new green technologies, would perhaps have looked in awe at you, Herr Bundespräsident, as you traveled this afternoon in the most comfortable and lowest emissions vehicle in the world, the horse-drawn royal carriage. It might only be 6 horsepower, but sometimes a simpler vehicle is all one needs. Football, of course, is another shared endeavour, and I'm delighted to see so many of the footballing fraternity around the table with us here this evening. And of course, I use the word shared in the broadest meaning of the word. There was, one has to admit, some element of truth in the famous description of football as a game where 11 people play 11 people, and then, in the end, the Germans win. Exactly. And with our German friends, as with all of the closest relationships, we celebrate not only our shared characteristics, but also our differences. It can have escaped no one's attention that Germans are considered by many in my country to have a somewhat different sense of humour. But let me assure you, Herr Bundespräsident, British humour is no laughing matter. Like our languages, English and German, which share such deep common roots, but now do sound a little different, it is undoubtedly true that your language contains a very large number of very long words. as someone who has spent some time trying to learn a little Welsh, I have some sympathy for the proposition that needless gaps between words are a dreadfully inefficient use of paper. Ernst zu bleiben, Herr Präsident, Herr Bundespräsident, ich freue mich sehr, dass Sie uns in einem Jahr besuchen, in dem unsere Regierungen den Kensington-Vertrag über Freundschaft und bilateral Zusammenarbeit unterzeichnet haben. Der Vertrag ist so benannt, weil die Unterzeichnung im Victoria und Albert Museum im Londoner Bezirk Kensington stattgefunden hat. Morgen werden Sie natürlich das Museum wie in der East besuchen. Wenn es eine Beziehung gibt, welche die tiefe Empathie zwischen unseren Volken symbolisieren kann, ist es die zwischen Königin Victoria und Prinz Albert. Ja. Mein Urgroßvater hat diesem Land so viel gegeben, als Pädagoge und Sozialreformer und als treibende Kraft hinter der Londoner Weltausstellung von 1851. We have, of course, experienced the darkest times and the most terrible consequences of conflict. But perhaps now, so many decades later, the acknowledgement of past suffering has become the basis for an honest friendship, renewed and redoubled. So looking ahead, Herr Bundespräsident, we have a responsibility to our citizens and to our European neighbours, as well as the wider world, to speak about the shared values of the United Kingdom and Germany and our shared vision for the future of our modern world as encapsulated in the Kensington Treaty. As two of the world's great economies and great powers, and with such intimate understanding of one another, I am confident we will face these challenges together. Our partnership continues to adapt to new times. We now find ourselves at the forefront of a global transformation. The search for a way of living that is at once prosperous, humane, and sustainable. Here, as elsewhere, Britain and Germany stand shoulder to shoulder, guided not only by technology and science, but by conscience. We are working together to secure the transition to a world powered by clean energy, the very basis of a livable planet for future generations. And from protection of the world's rainforests through to the development of renewable energy in the North Sea, to the restoration of our peatlands, to the promise of nuclear fusion, and the transformative impact of quantum technologies and space research. Our two countries are partners not just in policy, but in practice. We are animated by the same belief that progress is only meaningful when it genuinely serves humanity. And with regard to shared defence, our German-British bridging battalion at Minden, which I visited during our state visit 2 years ago, is literally building bridges, a unique partnership at the heart of NATO. And more broadly, of course, the United Kingdom and Germany together stand with Ukraine and bolster Europe against the threat of further Russian aggression. Like you, I place trust in the ambition and imagination of our young people, in the Mut zu hoffen, in your memorable phrase, Herr Bundespräsident, courage to hope. It is young people's ideas and their passion that will shape the future we share, whether through academic exchange, youth-led innovation, or the friendships forged in classrooms and on playing fields. Partnerships between our young people will be the foundation for understanding between our nations now and in the years to come. Wahrlich, Herr Bundespräsident, haben Sie sich lebenslang für die Stärkung der Demokratie und der Verständigung engagiert, in einem Zeitalter, in dem beide gefordert sind. Es sind 36 Jahre seit dem Fall der Berliner Mauer vergangen, einem entscheidenden Moment in der Geschichte der Menschheit. Die turbulenten Zeiten des politischen, sozialen und technologischen Wandels, die danach gekommen sind, haben unsere Werte auf den Prüfstand gestellt. Viele haben dies als beunruhigend, sogar ängstigend empfunden. Die Angst kann zu Wut und Verbitterung führen. Aber das Vereinigte Königreich und Deutschland sind im festen Glauben an die Demokratie, den Frieden und den Rechtsstaat vereint. Sie selber haben uns auch daran erinnert, dass Fortschritt nicht laut sein muss, um dauerhaft zu sein, und dass der Anstand leise ausgeübt eine mächtige Kraft im öffentlichen Leben sein kann. Davor gebührt Ihnen unser Dank. In that conviction, let us tonight renew our shared determination to face the future together with honesty and in deep friendship. Therefore, as we celebrate that deep friendship, allow me to propose a toast to you, Herr Bundespräsident, and to you, Frau Büdenbender, and to the people of the Federal Republic of Germany.
Volunteers. We also have RNIB and the British and Red Cross as well.
And last year for the big health out, they shot together small charities, not this big charity, giving small charities together to do lots of big events.
Guten Tag. Also Trussel knows something
Yes, Diana from Slow Food Bank and Heather from Slow Food Bank.
Are you in touch with the German organization, Die Tafel? Have you ever seen?
Here is the rest of my lovely team in my agency.
We still have proper butchers and bakers.
I'm with the Environment Agency. So, firstly, thank you for your environmental work over the years. I appreciate it. We're seeing things to climate change in the media. Yeah, exactly. That's
If you'd like, sir, this is the President's name. This is your lovely wife's name. But if you'd like to draw on your own, you'd be very welcome to. There we are. And we'll add you to our wreath of hands. But over 500,000 scouts, thank you very much. Thank you. That ain't neatly for you, sir. But 500,000 scouts taking part in the Big Help Act. We're big supporters and we thank you for your support as well.
I am indeed, yes. So we run a youth empowerment organisation and there's nearly 1 million young people in the UK and in at the moment. We do different work to it. So Ollie volunteered, he now works with us and he'd love you to play a game. So,
Don't fancy a roll of the dice?
always on the line.
Best of luck. Here we go.
They're drawn around my hand rather bad.
You're getting it all. No pressure, but President shall be roll of 3. You're the commitment to action. You're going to put commitment to action. Right, so with that tile comes a question. So this is a curious conversation, and it's Jenga, but it's been curated by young volunteers and played by about 5,000 young people. It's all in mind to encourage insightful communication and questions they wouldn't usually have. So Lena, lovely Lena here, has a question for you.
What would you do differently?
That's a very long story. I'm not going to do it right here with all these people, I'm sure. Anyway, look, are you all based fairly near?
So I know you're a fan of dogs, so I don't know whether you would like to see one of the training techniques. Wow. It's really that must be wonderful. No,
Lovely stick. Yeah, happy Christmas.
Sir, would you give that to the President? He's official. Yeah.